Why is it called the West End? Is it in the West?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
East London's called the East End.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me. We are reviewing Love is Blind UK season 3, episodes 6 and 7. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So episode 6 starts with the couples moving into their apartment. We have Sophie who's laying down the law, okay? One thing we know about Sophie so far, she runs a strict program. She's not playing around with Taylor, okay? You better laser off those tattoos. You better keep your shoes off in this house. It doesn't sound like they end up doing that though, because when she takes him to her apartment, she's like, oh, you have to take your shoes off because we're not in the experiment apartments. So I guess he had his way on that one. Either way, I do think it's good that they're laying out the rules early on because you don't want to make roommate issues turn into relationship problems. So yeah, you might as well sort out these little things that shouldn't become a big issue as far as your relationship is concerned. Then we have Ryan, who's talking about what he needs, you know, after a busy week or maybe a busy day. He needs to decompress, and his ex didn't give him the space to decompress, and that was an issue for him. So he's telling Cuba that, you know, sometimes you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and don't read into it. I was thinking, here you go, soft launching the pull away. Every time somebody on these shows is talking about, you know, sometimes I just need time to myself. Just have it. I don't know. Announcing it feels like you're preparing the person for something that's unreasonable. And the way we see Ryan later on in this episode, it definitely gives unreasonable. Then we see Jack and Faye get their phones back, and he's eager to call his mom and let her know that he's found somebody to marry.
I want to introduce you to my mum.
Mom! Mum, this is my fiance.
Yeah, we've been an absolute adventure, we have.
I haven't stopped smiling since I met her, honestly.
Look at your little faces. You're adorable.
Oh no, Jack.
With Jack, I had mentioned at the reveal that I see the excitement for sure, but I have a feeling that he has his high highs and then he'll like crash. And by the end of episode 7, that seems to be the case. So it's good that he's excited to introduce Faye to his mom, but the way that he's just so excited about any and everything, and he's just so perfect right now, and Faye's just eating it all up, I was like, I don't know. This feels like it's temporary, and the crash is yet to come. Jordan and Yasmin go through their phones. She's showing him pictures before the vitiligo really spread around her face. He's showing her pictures of when he was younger, and then they go through Instagram. And, you know, they have an interesting conversation.
Oh, you didn't have that many photos. Didn't want me to see anything. Let's see your DMs.
That's my group chat.
Okay. No, let me see the
That's me.
requests. What's Amy saying? She says, hey.
It's all just a spam.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to do too much on Yasmin because we know people come on these shows, especially Love is Blind, to scam. Okay? Ryan, I'm looking at you. They come on these shows to scam, and really what they want is a platform, but they'll pretend like they want a relationship, and maybe they already have a relationship, or they never planned on, you know, staying long-term with the person who they're in the process with. So I understand wanting to go through his DMs just to make sure that, you know, nothing nefarious is going on. However, it comes across as insecure. It does. Like, it's one thing to be like, okay, yeah, let's see the DMs, but also let's open the requests. Girl, he ain't got nothing to do with the requests. If somebody's trying to DM him and it's stuck in the request, like, is that not I don't know. I feel like it's a slippery slope trying to, like, see everything. And people who want to cheat will find a way to cheat. People are texting each other on Spotify. People are using the Notes app. People use the calculator app. Like, there are so many ways for people to cheat. If they wanted to, they would do that. So just because you didn't see anything in the DMs doesn't necessarily mean that Jordan is in the clear. So I hope that that's not what she thinks. Like, oh, I didn't see anything, so obviously he's genuine. And I also don't think that he's being disingenuous. I'm gonna get into that later because I know some people will disagree, and that's fine. That's your opinion. I have mine. But yeah, I was like, I don't really know how I feel about having to go through his DMs. Like, I think that's a little too much too soon. If they were gonna have that conversation, have it off camera. Because on camera, to me, I was just like, I don't like that. Jordan and Yasmin later have a conversation about the pace that they're going at. Before, he had said that things are fine, but now he does admit that things are not fine, which is what I suspected, and I'm sure a lot of people did too. The first time around, listen, I had my suspicions from the reveal. I had said that first kiss, it definitely gave passionate, but the ones after gave baby bird. And I don't know, I felt like there was a shift even from there. I don't know what it is, but we're going to see a theme of Jordan not addressing exactly what is missing in his relationship. I believe he knows, and he's trying to be the nice guy on camera and not say what it is, but he's nice guying his way into being an F-boy. And that's a problem. So Yasmin is like, you're in this relationship too. I want your needs to be catered to as well. And I do hear that. That's a nice sentiment, but clearly it is Yasmin who has... how do I say this? It's not that she has work to do per se, but she's the one who is so inexperienced in relationships. So I can see why Jordan feels like he has to cater to her more. And coming on Love is Blind, having never dated before and then jumping into marriage, that was not the move. Kiara wants to know what's AJ's plan because he's currently in transition. It's a fancy way of saying I'm unemployed. And he's like, I had so many years in banking, I could just go back into banking if I wanted to. So why aren't you there? If you could jump back anytime, why aren't... Okay. He says, no, what did he say? Yeah, he has all these other business ventures that he wants to explore. I don't know why he couldn't just do that while also working until his passions become profitable, I don't know. I have questions. Does he have like a deep savings account or something? And maybe he does. And he's going to need that dealing with Kiara the way she's so materialistic. So they are tiffing about their morning behaviors and they have different perspectives about how the other is showing up in the relationship.
I make the bed every day, so I'll...
Such a lie. I've literally made it. You don't do it like straight away.
That's because that hour you're still in the bed.
Spring out of bed and start shouting.
I don't shout, I walk my tippy toes.
I had to pick up some of your socks off the floor.
Well, if I got any wardrobe space, I'd have places to put my socks.
You do. I've given you all of the cupboards. Do you not think I'm good to live with?
I think I've been extremely compromising.
From Kiara's perspective, she feels like AJ's being quite inconsiderate. He doesn't make the bed quick enough. He doesn't clean up after himself. And she feels like she has to be picking up after him, which is not what she wants to do. But AJ is like, I'm up at the crack of dawn. You're the one who's still in the bed, which is why I don't make the bed. And once you are out, I do come and I make the bed. And I also clean up after myself. So what are you talking about? And I'm thinking, yeah, what's going on? I'm inclined to believe AJ, mainly because Kiara does come across as somebody who's very high maintenance. So I would assume the only thing that she's going to be satisfied with is a man who's like falling at her feet, like a man who does any and everything to make sure that she's catered to. And if it's not that, she's not going to be happy with it. The guys and the girls meet up separately to talk about how things are going so far. Notably, Ryan is not around. He is going off doing some speaking engagements in Amsterdam. I was wondering why you guys were calling him MLM Ryan in the comments. Like, I didn't want to read too much because somebody was going to spoil for sure. But we do see that, yeah, he might be in some kind of a scammy situation. I don't know that man. I don't know what he's up to, but it gives sketch, okay? Either way, the girls are talking about how well things are going. Everybody's raving. Everybody but Yasmin is raving about how things are going so far. Kiara has a bone to pick still with Joseph. And every time she talks about Joseph, I'm sorry, it definitely gives dog whistle to me. The first time she was implying that he made her feel uncomfortable. This time she's saying, yeah, he was just pressing me. I'm like, where was he pressing you, girl? Like, I did not get that impression. But yeah, she's still very upset with Joseph, and that's going to carry on for as long as we see her, honestly. So then Yasmin weighs in on how things have been going for her, and she feels like she's not getting the same level of romance that the other women are getting.
He's such a gentleman. He makes me tea in the morning. Hearing all of you guys talk about like how you love each other. Should we be saying that to each other? Like, we need to say it before we get married. I'm not sure how he feels about me. I've maybe stepped back a little bit since the pods. He's never bought me flowers. I like my partner to be obsessed with me as well.
Yeah. So this is a tough one for me. I feel like Jordan is in an impossible position. Okay. Obviously something is off, right? I think if he were to say what it was, he feels like the audience would drag him. And I think that that is true. Listen, we have seen the audience drag people for peanuts, okay? Some people online are deranged. So I can see him trying to pick and choose what he wants to say because he doesn't want, to piss off people. I also think that he tried to express himself at the engagement moon, but the guys immediately jumped in talking about Yasmin like, oh, she's so sweet and she's so beautiful and she's gorgeous and she's this and she's that and she's this and she's that. When you hear that kind of response, when you're ready to kind of share a grievance, I don't know if he was going to, but I felt like that would have been the time. You don't feel like you're in a safe space to share how you genuinely feel. So I can see why he's biting his tongue regarding Yasmin. If it's a lack of attraction, yes, it's hard to hear, but I feel like you just gotta say it. Because if you don't say it, people like me are going to assume that that's what it is, or maybe even worse. And it's better you say what's not clicking for you instead of we assume what's not clicking for you. So yeah, she's wanting a bit more affection from him, a bit more adoration, especially because she's hearing that the other women are receiving that. She also is realizing that they're saying I love yous and she's not there yet with her man. They have to have a serious conversation. And I personally wouldn't let it go until Jordan names what's not clicking. I also want to say we have to be honest about how the internet responds to women on Love is Blind who have a bit of a difference, right? So I'm trying to think of Nancy with her fertility story, or Deep D with her weight loss story, or I forget that girl's name. Was it Anna or something? Who had the all the surgeries on her arm, and so her arm looked different. And then now with Yasmin, who has vitiligo, there's something that happens with the audience where it's like they want to rally behind that person and protect them at all costs. And I get that, that's great, but it does make it really hard for the person who's just not feeling it to be honest about them just not feeling it, So I'll leave it there. We have some quick conversations here. Cuba says that she's looking for more romance from Ryan because, listen, he gave the impression in the pause that he was going to be quite present. Turns out he's not present. He's doing all this traveling and whatever, and he's not really checking in either. So yeah, she's going to need more from him. Is he going to give it to her? No, he's not. So yeah, sucks. Then we have Jack, who says that he is sharing his location with Faye because he can anticipate being in a situation where she's going to have to bail him out. Now, I don't think it's wrong to share your location. I share my location with like everybody, my friends, my husband, like my sister-in-law. But to share it because you anticipate being in a bind and having your wife rescue you often, that's annoying. Already you're showing me that you're going to be a liability. Why the hell would I want to marry you? Like, this is Love is Blind, not Love is Parenthood. Like, I didn't sign up to be a mother to you, a grown-ass man. So yeah, I didn't like that. Then we have Jordan, who talks about the whole DM thing. He feels like it was an invasion of privacy and that maybe she doesn't trust him. He's also cognizant of the fact that people are saying I love you and he's not there yet. He says, if I say I love you, then we are definitely going to get married. And I just can't say that right now. Jordan, say the thing. Whatever the thing is, I'm going to lean towards it being attraction or the lack of intimacy because, yeah, they give friends. They really do give friends. I'm assuming it's that, but whatever it is, you gotta say it. Don't let us say it for you. Francesca lets Joseph know that Kiara still is annoyed with him and she feels like he was steering the conversation when they were talking about Jack. And I'm gonna be honest, some people might flog me, whatever. I kind of wanted Francesca to have a backbone in that conversation because she also was there when Joseph was there and she knows that he wasn't steamrolling the conversation. So why didn't she come to her man's defense? Where was that? She does at the end of the episode, but I don't even think at the end of episode 7, but I don't even think that was for Joseph. I think that was for her. Like, your man is being spoken about in a negative light and you know that that's not true. So why aren't you coming to his defense? I don't know. That could just be me, but I was like, sister, where's the backbone? Speaking of backbone, Yasmin gets one. And she talks to Jordan about the lack of romance in their relationship.
Sophie was like, He's obsessed with me. Still waiting on my flowers from Jordan. She never has to wonder how he's feeling. For some reason, we're not like there. That is really nice. Like that's what I want.
Like I said, we don't really compare ourselves to other couples. We're a little bit slower than everybody else, type of thing.
I don't want to force anyone to love me.
Just be honest. Because this is weird. Like, it's really weird. I feel like his intentions are good, but the impact is bad. Like, he's trying not to hurt her feelings, but the dishonesty is not helping. Like, this is not good. It's not good. So anyway, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna need more from you. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna show you more that I'm interested. So he buys her chocolate and flowers. I wish he didn't do that. I wish he would have done something more intimate, like maybe a candlelit dinner and like a massage after. And that would be better for me for two different reasons. Number one, it doesn't feel like he's just placating her, like, oh, she's upset about this thing, let me just appease her so that she's off my back. Because she asked for the flowers and then you get her flowers, like, don't get me flowers because I asked for flowers. Like, yes, I wanted flowers, but don't just get me flowers because I asked for flowers. Everybody knows that. But then number two, it would have promoted for more intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, dimly lit dinner, it's sultry, it's romantic, a massage, we're getting physical, we're breaking down that barrier. Like, let's do something to foster more intimacy. Kiara and Yasmin meet up with Chevanique and they're ranting about Joseph. If I was Joseph, I'm gonna have to charge you every time you say my name because it's just every day, Joseph. Like, pay me. Like, why am I living in your head rent free? This is crazy. I still feel like Kiara is blowing that dog whistle. And I will be honest, these women didn't have to do that, but it was annoying to me that they didn't say anything in defense of Joseph. Chevanique, I wouldn't expect it because obviously she's bitter, right? But Yasmin, like, you've been around this man. You heard how that conversation went. Like, y'all have no defense for Joseph at all? Like, are we missing something as the audience, or do y'all just really not care for Joseph like that? I don't know. But anyways, Kiara still has her panties in a bunch. Chevanique has her panties in the bunch. She's like, oh, I don't even think that he owes me a conversation, but I need an explanation, which would come by way of a conversation, would it not? Okay, anyways, Joseph is preoccupied with more important things. He is going to Francesca's home, and I was going to say Francesca's parents' home, but no, she lives at home. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But the parents are like, do you know what you're going to do after this process? Because you're going to be coming back here.
Marry, move in with each other. Is that the plan?
100%, yeah.
The wedding is just one day. What happens after that day?
We don't really know you.
He makes me really happy.
Yeah, but we're talking about marriage.
Yeah, I know. And we still have 4 weeks.
But the 4 weeks is still in the bubble.
So after you get married, just to make this clear to myself, you come back here.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
And he'll be at home with his mum.
Why are you doing this?
I'm glad that Francesca's parents were asking her questions about her readiness to be in this process, because oftentimes the family makes it seem like it's the other person who's the problem when sometimes it's their own child who's the problem. I think in this case, Francesca is going off of vibes right now with Joseph, and she hasn't really thought about the reality when this is all over. Like, right now, they're providing you with accommodation. You know, you're forced to see each other because you're contractually obligated to be on camera. But when the cameras are done rolling, when you're out of those apartments, what's your plan? And I'll be honest, she didn't have much of a plan. The parents obviously are concerned. They're like, okay, we just met this man. We don't really know him. So can we get red blessing? No, it's too soon for that. But also, you don't seem to have a plan after this. He lives at home. You live at home. You plan on returning back home when this is over? No, it does not make sense. So yeah, I kind of sided with the parents here. I wish that Francesca had better answers to their questions to kind of show that she is ready for this, but it wasn't given that. Kiara and AJ have been pretty much pretending like everything is perfect. However, they have had a fight, and that fight led to him sleeping in a different apartment. I said, oh, interesting. When he's debriefing with, I think it was Jordan, he says that this all stemmed from his parents not wanting to come on camera.
You know, I just don't think I necessarily got the reassurance that I probably needed. Big accusations like my character is what I felt like. Got a minimum spend, usually £300. If I don't spend that money, will she think any differently of me? Is it a difference in opinion, or is it a difference in values?
AJ says before this argument, it would have been a hell yes for him to marry Kiara. I think that's a lie. That is a lie, because here he is detailing all the reasons why things just aren't working out. The way that she lacked empathy when he was expressing his disappointment in his parents not coming and supporting him. That's one. Number two, he doesn't like the fact that she is so materialistic, and obviously he's not in a financial situation right now to give her all her hopes and dreams that she has. So yeah, he's feeling the pressure financially to show up for her, and he just doesn't measure up right now. And then three, he says, you know, I feel like if we were to really rehash these things, we're going to figure out that we don't have values that align. And I'm sorry, like, there's no reason why you should be saying yes. There's no reason. This fight exposed what was already going on in your relationship. This isn't something new. There were problems that you guys just did not want to address. So then later they have a conversation. Well, at first Kira was talking to Yasmin. I didn't know these two were so close, but okay. She says that she was purposefully being difficult. She wanted to push his buttons to see how much he would put up with. Are you sick? So then when she's talking to AJ, she's like, yeah, you know, I was being, what was she saying? There was a specific word that she used, but anyways, she was being miserable on purpose. And she says it's because she was self-sabotaging. She's been in relationships where people didn't treat her right. And so she just wanted to make sure that AJ's going to be the person to treat her right by way of treating him wrong. How that make sense? Jack takes Faye to Cornwall, and she meets his mother, brother, and I think the brother is like girlfriend or wife or something, and then their child. And the brother was like, yeah, I've never seen him this way. And the mom, she gets emotional. She's like, this is the Jack that I know. And I was like, aren't mamas supposed to say that? Like, I don't know. I feel like I believe the brother more than I do the mom, because that's your son. Of course, you're going to feel like your son is God's gift to planet Earth, and you're just so glad that somebody gets to experience this beautiful side of him that you've known is there all along. But it did make me question if this is truly who Jack is, or if this is Jack's representative for the sake of being on the show. I don't know. I feel like what the brother said is more accurate. He's never seen Jack like this, and honestly, it's a bit like jarring. Like, whoa, who is this guy? I can't say for a fact whether Jack is being himself or not. Only time will tell. We've seen in previous seasons people will get married and then like 6 months later the true colors show. So with Jack, if you want to take that risk, Faye, then go ahead, but I will listen to what the brother said. This doesn't really seem to be how he acts typically, but I don't know, maybe he's just not in love. Then we have Ryan, who has basically been airing Cuba. And Cuba's like, okay, I understand you need time to decompress, but like, what the hell is this?
How's your journaling?
Good, actually.
Yeah. My intention was I want to come back and spend time. Like, I want to be able to like give as much as I can. I had nothing to give. Just wanted to say, like, that's why I've probably been a bit in my head.
I'm gonna be there at home when you get back, having kids, and gonna have to be more selfless.
I need to do that work on myself, I'd say. So I think that's super important.
Yeah, it is.
Scammer. Ryan, you're a scammer. You're a scammer. How's this man going to say that he needs a few days off of a speaking engagement? And he even called it a performance, mind you. Yeah. He's like, yeah, after I perform, I just need to, you know, get over my, what did he say? An energy hangover or something like that. And I'm like, that's weird. That's very weird. I would prefer, if you really do need that and it looks like you completely ignoring your partner, take an extra day on your trip. Because at least if you take the extra day, you're doing your decompressing there. And then when you come home, you're refreshed and you're ready to receive your partner so that they don't feel neglected. And then they're going to talk about how is this going to work when we have kids. And he's like, no, I'm still going to need to decompress and stuff. And she's like, okay, what? I can't be like fully hands-on and not having you as a partner to help me. Like, what's that about? And this is so interesting because this is the same man who's like, yeah, I don't want to put my kids in school. So you expect this woman to do all the heavy lifting when it comes to child rearing, and you just want to decompress over here after a speaking engagement. I'm not going to make it seem like speaking is not exhausting. I'm literally tired right now, but like, bro, you're making it seem like you're a laborer, like you're a tradesman. You're going on speaking engagements for days on end. Find your time to decompress then, and then be present with your wife and potentially your kids. Stop the bullshit. Jordan takes Yasmin to meet his family, and they are in love with this girl. Immediately, the family was like, yep, she's the one. Welcome to the family. We give the blessing, whatever. Now, Jordan was having a conversation with his dad, and he does admit that something is missing.
The way she's talking, she's got her head screwed on. But you've got to remember that when you're living with someone, there's a lot to take into consideration. Do you feel as though, well, you need more time to get to know her?
I see her, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous. Not that something's missing, but there's something that just needs a little bit more fire.
She's a really lovely girl, but you just got to be true to yourself.
Jordan has one more opportunity to not say something. Even nice guys can be F-boys, and I think he's that, you know? Because here, this lady, she's getting gassed. She's so excited about being embraced by your family. Meanwhile, you're planning your exit. And speaking of planning his, actually, you know what? I can't give him another chance. I don't think I can. I think it stops here. He's gonna say, you know, I don't want you to give up your life in London. And I just got a lot going on in Birmingham. You know, the distance might be a big issue for us. But in the pods, you told her that you would relocate. So what's going on? Even outside of the pods, he was like, yeah, I would definitely give London a try for a little bit. I might have to go to Birmingham here and there, but I will be with you. But now, you know, I don't want you to give up on your school and your work and your friends and your family and all that. And I love Birmingham. No. Say the thing, because this is worse. It's Faye's birthday. Jack wants her to feel celebrated, so he does something at the apartment with, what's that called? Confetti and a cake and balloons, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. Then they have a party where, you know, some people are showing up, some people from the pods, and even Faye's family. Jack didn't know they were going to be there. He was supposed to meet them the next day, but he met them a day early. They seemed to take to him quite well. The dad had no issues. The mom seemingly didn't have issues, so that was good. It's good that they broke the ice that way so that the next conversation maybe feels a bit easier to have, right? Does he even make it? Like I said, people from the pods are coming to the birthday party, namely Chevanique. She is here, and I'm sorry. If I didn't like this girl before, I definitely am not feeling her now.
How's everything with you?
Honestly, like going from strength to strength.
Kira.
Hello.
Hello. I heard from Francesca you weren't happy with me.
It didn't upset me. Like, it just threw me off.
Are you okay? Maybe you don't want to discuss it because
he's told me everything. Tell me what he said.
He said you didn't know who you were going to choose.
That's not what I said.
Chevanique was trying to act all nonchalant about wanting to have a conversation with Joseph. Oh, I mean, if you want to chat, oh, sure. Like, where do you want to? Oh, over there? I mean, sure, if you want. Girl, please. Anyways, in their conversation, Kiara joins because he was like, yeah, I'm hearing a story that I was leading you on or whatever. Oh, let me call Kiara. Yeah, let me call Kiara. So these two girls are going at him, talking about how he didn't handle either of them well, and they're irritated about that. So Francesca's like, what y'all are not gonna do is dogpile on my man. So she joins, and she's frustrated because she feels like the women are depicting him in a way that's not true. And I agree. I feel like Chevanique is really putting 20 on 10 regarding how their connection ended. She's like, yeah, you did say she was your priority, but you made it seem like it was still like even playing field with the both of us. I didn't get that impression. We definitely saw her begging it with him. Now she's denying it online, and so is her little friend who was crying up a storm when she had to walk out of the pods. They're adamantly denying it online, but girl, based on what we saw, it looked like you were begging it. Pick me, choose me, love me, and he didn't. Move on. And also, Kiara, I'm sorry, like, the way you're really trying to victimize yourself with this whole Jack situation is OD. You're overdoing it. Like, I don't understand what these women's problem is. So Francesca's like, yeah, what we're not gonna do is speak on my man the way that you're speaking. And here goes Chevanique trying to make it seem like Francesca is being irrational.
I wish you the best.
I just think that it's a bit crazy. Drop this bomb and now you're going to just get up and leave.
You're both attacking me over your relationship.
He was by himself. Was it attacking this?
Giving me this attitude.
This conversation was unnecessary, if I'm being honest. Leave it alone. It's not that deep.
Francesca.
You're being negative and you're being nasty.
Can we leave? Okay. Like, piss off. You're dating someone on the outside world. You're the only girl they're chatting to. It's like she thought I wanted her man.
She should never speak to me again.
I'm done with both of them.
I'm glad that Francesca spoke up because I'll be honest, her being quite passive was really starting to irritate me. So I'm glad she got a backbone and she was like, oh, not too much on my man, okay? They definitely were not attacking Chevanique, so why she felt attacked is beyond me. And Francesca was right. Like, if you're feeling like we're attacking you, then I'm sure he probably felt attacked when you two were coming at him. Nobody was attacking. Yeah, and neither were they. They weren't attacking you either. So Chevanique is going to contradict herself, right? She's irritated because she feels like Francesca is acting like she still wants her man, and obviously she doesn't. Like, girl, put on your forehead that you're engaged. Like, nobody wants your man. You were sweating him quite a bit in those pods. You were sweating him quite a bit in that conversation you had with your girls. And again, in this episode. And then she contradicts herself again when she's like, in the real world, don't you think that your man would be dating multiple people? So why are you pressed that he was dating multiple people? Why are you pressed? He did not pick you. End of story. Move on. And I feel like Joseph was damned if he did and damned if he didn't. Of course, he should not have went that extra date. I feel like that's where things went wrong, because look at us now. Look. Arguing over nothing. Arguing over foolishness, okay? However, if he would have been cut and dry and been like, nope, priority is Francesca, be gone, I think she would have had an issue with him being cold and all that. And the girls would have had even more ammunition to make Joseph seem like the villain. So I don't think he was going to win either way. But I'm glad that they both finally put their foot down and they said, Kiera, Chevanique, enough with you, okay? The episode ends with Jack. He's having this weird interaction with Faye. And basically he feels like she's raining on his parade.
After meeting Faye's parents, I'm buzzing for tomorrow. I was not ready for that, but it went well. I'm in a fucking great mood.
How drunk are you?
I'm just in a good mood. Don't bring me down, please.
Saying all you think is behave.
It has not been possible to connect your call at this time. Don't know seriously, like, where are you?
I'm not sure what happened there. Like, was he getting cold feet because of the whole parents thing? Was he just drunk or what? 6 hours later, she can't even find him when they're supposed to go and meet with her parents. Like, I don't know. But from the time he was like, yeah, I'm sharing my location because I'm going to be in a bind at some point. I am not willingly marrying a liability. And Faye, if you stay with this man, that's exactly what you're doing. She better leave him by episode 8, hey? Yeah. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.